Euphoria already gives us some of the most chaotic, emotional, and raw relationships on television. But what might surprise you even more is what's happening behind the scenes, because some of the actors living these intense love stories on screen have lives that look completely different in reality, and in some cases, way more private than fans expected. Starting with the biggest name on the show, the 29-year-old Zendaya, who has been at the center of both Euphoria and one of the most talked about relationships in Hollywood. Because while Rue's love life is chaotic and unstable, Zendaya's real life couldn't be more different. She's been in a long-term relationship with 29-year-old Tom Holland, and the two have built what fans call the ultimate Gen Z power couple. But here's where things get confusing. In early 2026, rumors exploded that the two secretly got married after her stylist casually said the wedding already happened. Since then, Zendaya has been spotted wearing what looks like both an engagement ring and a wedding band, while also showing up in all-white outfits that feel very intentional. And yet, neither of them has confirmed anything. At the same time, behind the scenes of Euphoria, Zendaya reportedly had creative disagreements with Sam Levinson and almost didn't return for season 3, which would have completely changed the show. But that's not even the wildest story on this cast. The 28-year-old Sydney Sweeney might actually have a real life that feels dangerously close to her character Cassie. For years, she was engaged to businessman Jonathan Davino, who is significantly older and completely outside the Hollywood scene. Their relationship was low-key, stable, and very different from the chaos she plays on screen. But in 2025, everything shifted. After their quiet split, Sydney was suddenly linked to music executive Scooter Braun, and the timeline moved fast. They were spotted together in Italy, then in Los Angeles, then holding hands at events, and by late 2025, sources were already saying things were getting serious. But here's where it gets messy. Sydney herself joked in interviews that she doesn't even know who she's dating anymore because of all the rumors. Add to that her production company, the backlash over her American Eagle campaign that people accused of having eugenics undertones, and constant online debates about her image and relationships, and it starts to feel like Cassie's story isn't just acting anymore. And the next one might genuinely surprise you. The 29-year-old Jacob Elordi has built a reputation as one of Hollywood's biggest heartthrobs, but he's been very clear about one thing: he hates that label. While Nate Jacobs is all about control and power, Jacob in real life has tried to distance himself from that image completely. His dating history, though, keeps pulling him back into the spotlight. He's been linked to Kaya Gerber, Zendaya, and most recently, Olivia Jade, with their relationship becoming one of the most confusing on and off situations in celebrity culture. They've broken up, gotten back together, disappeared, and then suddenly reappeared again in early 2026, sparking rumors all over again. And the wild part is that neither of them confirms anything. At the same time, Jacob has openly said he doesn't even like watching himself on screen, and reportedly wasn't sure about returning to Euphoria at all. Can you imagine show without him? Next, we have the 27-year-old Hunter Schafer. Before Euphoria, she was already making a name for herself in fashion, walking runways, and working as a model long before acting even entered the picture. She's also openly trans and has been incredibly vocal about identity, even revealing in 2025 that her passport was changed to list her gender as male due to new policies, something she called deeply real and personal. But when it comes to her love life, things have gone completely quiet. She dated co-star Dominic Fe during season 2, and later revealed the relationship ended after he cheated. Since then, she's stepped back from dating entirely, especially musicians, saying the lifestyle just doesn't work for her. But the real mystery is still coming. The 34-year-old Demi might be the most private person on this entire cast, and that's saying a lot. For years, fans genuinely believed she was in her mid-20s, right alongside the rest of the cast. That illusion held up until public records revealed she was actually significantly older, instantly turning her into one of the most talked about mysteries in Euphoria. And instead of addressing it, Alexa did the opposite. She disappeared even more. Almost no interviews, almost no social media, and absolutely no insight into her personal life. She has reportedly been in a long-term relationship with musician Christian Barishaj, known as JMSN, since around 2017, even appearing in his music videos. But you wouldn't know it unless you really looked, because she never confirms anything. She never explains anything, and somehow that silence has made her even more fascinating. But that's not even the most emotional story on this cast. Angus Cloud, who played Fezco, wasn't just another actor on Euphoria, he was the heart of it. Discovered completely by accident on the street by a casting director, he had no formal acting background, and yet he became one of the most loved characters on the show. In July 2023, Angus passed away at just 25 years old, only a week after losing his father, someone he was incredibly close to. His family later shared that he had been struggling deeply with that loss. At the time, he was rumored to be in an on and off relationship with Sydney Martin, who posted an emotional tribute saying, "My heart is so broken, I love you forever." Also, there is the 51-year-old Dayne, known to many long before Euphoria as McSteamy from Grey's Anatomy. In his final years, he was in a relationship with photographer and director Janelle Shirtcliffe, who stayed by his side through his battle with ALS. The two had been on and off for several years, eventually making their red carpet debut in 2025. But what makes this even more layered is that Eric remained legally married to Rebecca Gayheart, the mother of his children, and both women were reportedly present during his final days. Eric had always been open about his struggles, from addiction to health issues, and never tried to hide the harder parts of his life. When he passed away in February 2026, it wasn't just the industry that felt it, and the next one might genuinely surprise you. The 29-year-old Dominic Fe had one of the most talked about relationships to come out of Euphoria, dating his co-star Hunter Schafer during Season 2. Their chemistry on screen blurred into real life, which made their breakup even more public when it ended in 2023. Since then, Dominic has kept his love life mostly under wraps, with no confirmed partner in 2026, despite being linked to people through his music collaborations. But here's where things get complicated. In multiple interviews and festival appearances, Dominic has been unusually honest, admitting that he's no longer close with parts of the Euphoria cast. He didn't go into detail, but the tension was obvious. At the same time, he's been focusing heavily on his music career, even releasing new work in 2026. And now fans are left wondering, did fame change everything, or did something happen behind the scenes that we still don't fully understand? But the real mystery is still coming. The 22-year-old Storm Reid has always been the youngest presence in the Euphoria world, but her career outside the show is moving faster than almost anyone expected. While her character Gia brought emotional grounding to Rue's story, Storm herself has been building a completely separate path, starring in projects like The Last of Us and A Wrinkle in Time, while also balancing college at USC and major brand partnerships. When it comes to her personal life, though, things are quiet. She was previously linked to Shedeur Sanders, with the two even making a red carpet appearance together, but they've since split, and as of 2026, she hasn't confirmed any new relationship. Instead, she seems focused on herself. What stands out even more is her connection with Zendaya. Off-screen, that bond is real. Storm has openly said Zendaya is like a mentor and sister to her. And for the end, the 27-year-old Maud Apatow has one of the most quietly interesting stories on the cast. As the daughter of Judd Apatow and Leslie Mann, she grew up surrounded by Hollywood, which immediately sparked conversations about whether her career was built on connections or talent. But over time, Maud has carved out her own space, especially through her role as Lexi, one of the most grounded characters in the series. In her personal life, she's currently in a relationship with Irish actor Patrick Gibson, and the two have kept things relatively low-key. No oversharing, no constant headlines, just a steady presence. And in a cast where everything feels messy and unpredictable, that kind of quiet stability stands out. But when you look at all of their stories together, one thing becomes clear. The line between Euphoria and real life has never been more blurred, and Season 3 might be where that finally shows the most.